This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories. This is my review for Falcon and Winter Soldier, Episode 5, Truth, and I think that this was another fun episode, but it was a lot more deep thinking. I definitely had a lot of political background in it, but as I believe I said last week, I am fine with the political stuff in movies and shows, as long as it makes you think. But if it tells you how to think and it doesn't really make you think, then I'm not really fine with it. But the way this show's been doing it, I do think that it was done well. Starting with this episode, there was a few scenes when I first watched them that I was a little, I don't know, I can't think of the word, I was like, I don't know if the scene is great to be put here, maybe it should have been a little later, but I waited for the episode to finish before I gave my overall judgment, because I knew there might be more of it later in the episode, and with both instances, I was right, with the first one being them taking down John Walker right at the beginning of the episode and taking the shield from him, because if they took the shield from him in that moment and John Walker was just shown at trial and written off the show completely after that, I think that would have been a bad ending for his character if he didn't appear again. But since he was appearing again and is guaranteed to be in the next episode, I am fine with it. But if he was written off after that scene, then I don't really know if I would have liked that as much, because I would have wanted to see more of him and his struggling to continue into the finale. The other scene that I was a little worried about, but that was just kind of going in, is when Falcon was talking to Isaiah, and I was a little worried that it would have went the way I didn't like and told you how to think instead of making you think, but I was ultimately relieved when it did give some interesting thoughts in that they would not let an African American become Captain America, and since it was making me think and was telling me how to think, I was ultimately fine with that scene, and I think it was made even better in the episode when they continued on, and we learned that his point of view was partially flawed. Of course, it wasn't all the way, because he did experience some very bad things and had a right to think that way based on those experiences, but Sam was trying to prove him wrong and that there is a chance and the ability for an African American to become Captain America. One of the things that was the most confusing was Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, with her being teased as a major character from the comics coming in, but personally I never heard of her before. I did hear of Madam Hydra, which is one of her aliases, but I haven't heard of her specifically before, and there have been other people to take on the role of Madam Hydra, so I wasn't sure if I was talking about specifically the character of Madam Hydra, which there has been an on-screen version of before, which was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think there was probably other ones, probably in animated shows, but I think I saw there was one, but I'm not really sure. When looking at it, they said it was a character that never appeared, and that was one they really wanted to see, but that was just one that I've never really heard of. But I am not as big of a Marvel Comics fan as I am a DC one. I definitely read more DC comics than Marvel comics, but This episode was very helpful in clarifying who the power broker is. Looking at the list from yesterday, almost everyone was eliminated besides two potential ones, because if we look at this, it seems that everyone else would not work, because it seems that the power broker has a Hydra connection, as it seems extremely likely that we're just going to call her Val because she said you could do that well in the episode, and I am not saying that name every time because that is way too long for me to say. Okay, let's go back. Is likely either the power broker or is connected to the power broker, since it was heavily implied that, well, Ant said that the power broker is male. So of everyone on here, Seema was arrested, and it seems extremely likely that Kingpin or General Ross would be connected to Hydra. But you might say Sharon Carter supplied the Flag Smashers with the truck, and that's the reason she is probably the power broker. But that would be 100% wrong, because if you think of it, assuming that, of course, Val is either the power broker or working for the power broker. If Sharon was the power broker, then she would know the serum was destroyed, since she knows that John Walker took it, and would almost certainly know that Zemo destroyed the rest. So she would just have Batroc go and kill the rest of the Flag Smashers instead of helping them, and just take John Walker in and try to use him and his blood to reverse engineer everything about the super soldier serum. And I really don't see another way, because unless there's some overcomplicated plot to have John Walker try to take down the Flag Smashers and kill them all, when they could just simply have either John Walker sent immediately after and be told their location, since Sharon was the power broker, she would know it, since Batroc was sent there, or we would know that that Batroc could have just been sent himself to kill them, since he is shown to be a decent fighter. But either way, I do not think that Sharon is the power broker now, because it just doesn't seem like, from what she did in this episode, it does not seem that she is the power broker, but she's almost definitely a traitor, unless she's doing some kind of thing where she's playing the Flag Smashers to be able to betray them for Sam and Bucky to be able to take them down easier. So why does it have to be Zola or Red Skull? Well, if it is not Val, then it has to be one of them, because unless it's another character, which it could be, they are the two that are most closely associated with Hydra that we know are still alive, unless it's that one random guy from Ant-Man that took the Pym particle serum from the Pymtech lab before it exploded. But actually, I really have no idea if it could be him, and I feel like he's too obscure of a character to be the power broker right now. And I think Red Skull, or more likely Zola, or Val, would be the power broker, with me slightly wanting Zola to be more, both because it fits in with what's been said about the character so far, saying that the power broker is male, but also there's the fact that I just think that with Zola being such a classic Captain America villain, I would love to see him in the robot body fighting against Sam and Bucky. And I honestly have no idea, because it might just be them taking down the Flag Smashers in this episode, but also we could have the first half be them taking down the Flag Smashers, but the second half being them taking down the Power Broker. But I have no idea if that will happen, and it could be like I predicted earlier, that the Power Broker will just remain as sort of a background threat farther into the MCU, supplying many villains with weapons and other things they need to complete their plans. But it'd be a cool ending fight to see Falcon and Winter Soldier fight against Robot Zemo. But let's go into the rest of the episode, because this is already getting long. I think that it was great to see the sense of community built up here, with the entire community coming in to help Sam and his sister fix up the boat. I think that the Captain America training montage was great, and I love the conversation between Bucky and Zemo, where Bucky finally showed that he was able to change enough to not have to kill everyone and let Zemo live, just like Black Panther did at the end of Civil War, and it was made even better with him being taken away to the raft and Sam getting in his new suit, which is likely going to be a vibranium Captain America suit with Falcon wings built into it. And I'm sorry about that background noise. Honestly, I have no idea what it is. I just noticed it with this clip and the one before it, but it might be like an AC or something. Well, not my AC, I don't have that on. I have no idea what it is, but I just really can't stop that sound from happening. So, sorry about that. But I'm excited, and I want to see what this new suit will look like. I think a great job was done with the cliffhanger for this episode, both with the Flag Smashers breaking in to the JRC meeting to attack it, and with Falcon opening up the suit, but us not seeing it yet. But I think the most interesting thing is with John Walker building a new Captain America shield. I'm definitely excited for the next episode, and look out for more episodes of Legends and Theories, including What If 99 Survived next Thursday. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories, and may the Force be with you.